Hello, everyone out there. We made it to Friday. That is the good news on this rainy Friday afternoon. Hope you had a good week in spite of all of this crappy weather. I think I can say that in the area. Okay, good. It really was, though. I mean, that's a good definition for what was going on. It's just been so damp, it's been dark, and it's been dreary. And for those of you that know me, you know I'm not a big fan of the winter weather. And I know this is not winter, but this autumn is definitely not starting off on a good note. It just reminds me, again, of that winter drudgery that we have to see in the months of January, February, March when we don't see the sun. So hopefully this is just a little blip in time and we can get back on track. I know some of you like this stuff, but I am not made for this. Hopefully in a few years, I'll be doing the show from a warm climate in the winter. We shall see. Again, we all, just like my clients have goals, we have goals too, right? We all have to figure it out, but remember, put your goals in writing. So I want to thank you for joining me today. I'm glad we can spend this time together, and at least hopefully you're somewhere dry, or maybe you're making your way home in this is incredibly crazy weather, but get home safe and start to enjoy the weekend. But you are listening to the Financial Chick Show, and I'm the Financial Chick. My name is Denise Nostrom, the CEO and owner of Diversified Financial Solutions, a full-service independent financial planning firm. See, this rain is getting me waterlogged. It's located in Medford. I'm here live every Friday from 5:30 p.m. on 103.9 LA News Radio. Your Financial Chick is here to help you make better financial decisions and choices to improve your life and reduce your anxiety and stress about money. If you want to know more about me or my firm, you can check out my website at financialchickshow.com. We're also on Facebook and Instagram at Diversified Financial Solutions, so like our pages to get updates and see what is happening. So where do we even begin today? I don't even know. Like, as I always plan for the show during the week and try to gather things that are going along. But I mean, the news and the happenings are just coming fast and furious. I just don't even know where to begin or what to discuss. But I'll start here. As many of you know, I'm involved in several organizations in addition to running my financial advisory business. So this week I had the opportunity to go to ITA Kitchen's grand opening and ribbon cutting on Wednesday through the Patchogue Chamber of Commerce. As you may or may not know, for people that are in the Patchogue and I guess Medford area, ITA Kitchen is now in the location where Parabel, yes, Parabel has closed. It was very interesting. I did a post on social media, and there were people that didn't realize Parabel closed, but it did. But in just about a month, ITA Kitchen swooped in and renovated the place, and they had their grand opening, and they're located on Main Street across from Patrick Medford Library. So it was great. We had tasted some of the food, had a drink or so, and I'm really looking forward to actually going there and having a full-fledged dinner and checking it out. I know they have some other locations too, and many people have said the food is great. So nice addition to Patchogue, and I'm glad I had an opportunity to go there. And then also today, in one of the busy, crazy days, and I forgot my umbrella, so I had to go to the town of Brookhaven town hall a few hours ago, and we were putting together the final touches for the Make It Stop Human Trafficking Conference, which is happening tomorrow at the town hall, right in Farmingville, located in Farmingville. The tickets are $10, and you can sign in starting at 8 o'clock in the morning. But the actual conference starts at 9 a.m. We have over 150 people coming, and there's still some seats available. We're just really excited to have a packed house for this very, very important topic. It is our goal to bring awareness to the community and to look for ways to make it stop. It is going to rain again tomorrow, so a lot of plans have been canceled. So if you don't have anything going on, come on down and join us. I'm going to be at the registration desk, so say hi to the Financial Chick when you come. So we also have another big announcement. As you may know, I started a women's empowerment group about 13 years ago, Power of Women Exchanging Resources. We just heard, actually I knew about this for probably the past week or so, but I haven't been able to say anything because it was just going to come to publication today, that we just found out that we've been recognized as one of Long Island Business News's inaugural 2023 Empowering Women honorees. So the Long Island Business News Empowering Women program was created to recognize companies and organizations that have shown a strong commitment to supporting and elevating women on Long Island. Only 26 companies across Long Island earned the unique distinction as an Empowering Women honoree in 2023. So that was pretty exciting. The Long Island Business News is going to feature our Empowering Women honorees, or their Empowering honorees, I should say, in a special publication today, September 29th, 2023. So check it out, pick it up, and there you go. So doing exciting things and trying to make the world a better place and empower not just women. I mean, this is obviously to women, but men too. But let's get into what we came here for, right? Some financial stuff. So here we are. It is not only the last day of the week, the last Friday of the month, but more importantly, it's the last day of the quarter. We're done with the third quarter, like if you can even imagine that. So we've got one more quarter left. My engineer's shaking his head. Listen, this is the reality, Joe. We're over it. You know what I mean? You just got to move on, and it's been a tough quarter, so we're ready to move on. But looking at that, unfortunately, the second quarter statements were good. So when you got your statements in June, things, we're doing well. First quarter, things were moving a little up. Second quarter, we had a pretty good spike. The statements you're gonna get early next month in October are probably gonna be a little bit lower than they were in June. We didn't have a stellar quarter. Things were a little bouncy and a little bit volatile. Now, some of you obviously are adding to your accounts each week or bi-weekly or monthly, whether it be 401ks, 403bs, your IRAs, your Roth IRAs, and if you don't have any of those things, you should, and we should talk. But obviously, if you're adding those things, the trend, you might see your accounts up, but the trend for this quarter overall was down. So, we still have, issues that we're dealing with. We're dealing with inflation. I mean, that's still an issue, and it was very interesting. So with inflation, there's a thing called shrinkflation. And I don't know if anybody is aware of what that is. Some of you may, but as soon as I tell you the story, you'll definitely know what I'm talking about. So it was interesting because my daughter had realized this, and I was like, kind of like taken aback. It was kind of interesting. She's like, Ma, I bought this bag of chips, and I remember how big, or bag of chips and ice cream. Those are the two items that she referred to. And she said, I know they were much bigger, like what back in the day. So what is happening, because things are tough all around and inflation's up, and people are trying to save money, companies, individuals, except the government, they're not, but that's another story maybe for the second half. Things are, you have the same product, but you're getting less for the same money. So it's just something, if you take a look at it, compare what you had, there's a lot more air in those chip bags, or, the ice cream, or whatever the case may be. And, the products are different. And one thing that I have, we have these like burritos in like a frozen bag, and they used to be a little bit more meatier or beefier, and they're small now. So there's your perfect example of shrinkflation. So the kids are realizing it, the teenagers. So I'm sure we all are, but again, we're being bamboozled. So that's one of the issues that we're dealing with, inflation, and that good old fun thing called shrinkflation, which paying the same money for less. Or more. Actually, in some cases, we're paying more. In many cases, we're paying more. The other thing is the impending government shutdown, and I'm sure, I don't want to go too crazy, because if you've listened to any type of news or watched any type of TV, like that's all that they're talking about right now. And I've been some of the radio shows, everybody's talking about it. So yeah, it's an issue. I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing. It's just that the two sides can't play nicely in the sandbox, and one side's trying to say let's not spend as much money, and the other is saying let's just throw everything into this and spend a lot of money, even though we've reached the debt ceiling. So I know I've talked about this on the show before, that if we all did this in our lives and just spent endlessly and put money on our credit cards to buy everything and anything, there's got to come a point in time we have to stop, because you just run out of resources. So again, the shutdown may be good, may be bad. Obviously there's good and bad in everything, but I guess we'll have to see what's going to happen. But it looks like it is going to happen. But then the next question is, how long will it last? So we're running into commercial break right now, but I will dive into that a little bit deeper and the problems of why our third quarter, see, it's just time goes so fast. Our third quarter statements may not look as good as they did in the second quarter. So you are listening to the Financial Chick Show, and I am the Financial Chick, Denise Nostrom. The company is Diversified Financial Solutions. I help you look for financial solutions when you feel like there are none. Feel free to contact me at 631-758-8691. Stay tuned after the commercial break.
Got it for you in the end.
Huh?
I got it for you in the end. You wake me up.
Yes. Oh, there you go. There you go. Yeah. All right. We'll have to. Yes, I like that. I know. I've talked about how I don't know. I just don't like the month of September.
I don't like the fall. I don't like
I like the fall.
I don't like the fall.
Yeah. No.
I know that's controversial.
Yeah.
I don't like cold. I don't like winter. I just like summer.
Well, you're my spirit animal because that's true. I do like fall and I do like spring, although we really don't have delineation between them all. They all kind of blend. And but yeah, after fall, like what comes after, I don't like that either.
I'm not about it.
Yeah,
it's hitting too soon.
So let's in the winter go down. You can be my engineer, and we'll do the show from south, and then we'll come back in the summer.
Exactly. Let's do it.
All right.
I can run the whole station from
Listen,
south.
this is everything's virtual. We can do things from anywhere. You know what I mean? It's all good.
We got a minute.
We got this.
I just like we're done with it. It was just so casual. Just like I'm done with it. We're moving past it.
I'm over it.
Yeah. We don't even talk about the third one. We don't even address it. It's not worth our time.
Exactly. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you gotta roll with it, or else you'll cry. You don't want to cry, you know.
I don't need to. I have too much going on. I don't have time.
And that's the truth. I feel the same way. I say like I don't even have the energy to cry. I'm too busy. Whatever.
I don't have the mental capacity to do that. we ignore.
It's true.
We got about 20 seconds.
Okay. See a lot of people here. We must have a flight coming in, huh? I haven't seen people here on a Friday in a while.
I have no idea. I try not to be here.
That's true. Well, I'm glad you're here today, though.
I'm always happy to be here for you.
Ah, thank you.
Because you are delightful.
Oh, you're a sweetie. Thank you.
Oh, I do my best. All right, we got 2 seconds.
Okay. Welcome back. This is Denise Nostrom, the Financial Chick. My company is in Medford, and you can reach me at 631-758-8691 or visit my website at financialchickshow.com. We are here to help you on your financial journey. Over the years, things change, and we are here to help you navigate all of those changes. So you heard the song, right? A little bit change up here, but that is Wake Me Up When September Ends, Green Day. And most of you know, I don't know, for some reason I just don't like the month of September. It's a transitory, I don't know, month that it just, I'm glad it's going to be over. And it's going to be over tomorrow. That's it, you know. And like I said, today is the last day of the week, last Friday of the month, and most importantly, the last day of the quarter. The third quarter is over. So we were talking about some issues that we have to deal with because not to burst anybody's bubble, but I'm a realist and we say it like it is. This can be a tough quarter. The statements are not going to look great. We've had a tough quarter. The year's not over yet, so I don't think it's all lost. And I'm going to go into some stats in a few minutes, and really hasn't been a bad year. But we have the good, the bad, and the ugly, and third quarter wasn't that great. But why isn't it great? Well, we talked about some issues that we had to deal with. We talked about inflation and shrinkflation. So you have to listen to the first half to find out what that is. But the impending government shutdown, right before we left for the commercial break, we were talking about that. And I'm not going to go too in depth with it because if you're listening to the news, that's what everybody's talking about. But it does look like it's going to happen because the two sides cannot get along and cannot agree. But they will have to eventually. We only pay them through our taxes, so they're going to have to do their job and get it done. It's just a matter of how long it's going to last. It was very interesting because this morning the market really came out of the box. It was doing great. The NASDAQ, the Dow Jones, and the S&P were all doing really well this morning. And then as the day progressed, it kind of lost it. And So anyway, so we'll see what happens. But as soon as we get a settlement, the market will definitely react and react in a favorable fashion. The other thing that we're dealing with right now is interest rates. Interest rates are really high. And talking with clients that are coming into my office, their kids want to buy houses, or, I don't want to rent, I want to buy. And we have a really tough situation right here, especially on Long Island, that, across the country, we have interest rates that are high. We talked last week about the 30-year went to 7.47% on a mortgage rate, but you also have houses that are at the highest prices too. So that's like a bad thing. So you can buy a house that maybe, is moderately priced and have a high mortgage rate, because you always have that opportunity to refinance down the line. Because again, the Fed is talking about reducing rates the second half of next year. So, rates will not stay up for a long time. And the fact that, they're just, I don't even know what's going on with them. They, they're going to raise probably one more time, and then, but they're going to reduce. That's their status, what they're talking about next year. So, but my point with interest rates is that in buying homes is you don't want to buy a very highly priced home, which presumably they are right now, and have a high interest rate. If you can get a more moderately priced home and the interest rate is high, you can always refinance down the line. So it's a tough time. If you can wait, hold out a little bit, because I think things will look better in the next year or so. And let's not even talk about the migrant crisis. This is just another whole thing that's issues that we have to deal with. Does it directly affect the stock market? Not so much, but it's going to affect us here in New York. I mean, as far as budgets and everything, probably not going to have time to talk about it today, but next week we're going to talk a little bit about, maybe I'll even have my girls come in that do property and casualty, about something that Governor Hochul signed in that we have to be aware of with our car insurance, but we'll get to that at a later show. But listen, it's not all negative, because we have had a pretty good year thus far. So as far as the S&P 500, these are all indexes that we compare our investments to. S&P 500, 500 stocks, the Dow Jones 30 stocks, NASDAQ, which is mostly technology-based, the Russell 2000, which is 2,000 smallest companies, foreign or international stocks, and emerging markets. These are your main indexes that we compare and say, all right, how are we doing? Year to date, the S&P is up 13.9. This is as of last Friday. The Dow Jones is up 4.1. NASDAQ's up 27. Russell 2000 up 2. Foreign international stocks up 9, and emerging markets 3.3. Not so shabby. Not so bad. Again, what we're going to do is we're going to compare, when we get our statements, we're going to compare to what it was at the end of the year, because that's kind of like what the statements do, or from last month or last quarter, and they're going to be down. But overall, things are up. So we've had a good year, and I know everybody's run into the CDs, which is not a bad idea to do. If you have money sitting in a savings account getting 0.1, because the banks have not moved at all with interest rates there, so they're kind of pushing people to go to CDs, which you lock your money up for a little bit of time, but we want all of our money to work hard for us. We work hard for our money. We want our money to work just as hard. But don't think that I just want to put everything safe. I'm going to put everything into CDs. It's great. Getting 5% right now is going to be a wonderful thing. The S&P 500 year to date's done more than double that. So the bottom line is you want to have a balance of your assets, and it's all going to be predicated on what your goals are. So start with the goals and then go to the investments. First, decide what you want to do, because most people come to me and go, what's the best investment to do? And I don't give them an answer, because I want to find out what it is that you want to do. What is your goal? What's your time frame? You may say, I want to buy a house, and I want to buy a house in a year. Well, you're not going to go in the market, because it's just too short of a time period. But if you have something where I'm in my 20s, I'm in my 30s, and I'm looking to retire, I want to put long-term money away, you shouldn't be in CDs. So everything has its place. You just have to see what's most important to you. And then if we look at it from a different perspective, year over year, from last September to this September, the S&P posted a 16.9% return. The Dow Jones is up 15.4, and the NASDAQ was up 20.4%. So we're looking at some great numbers. I mean, again, this is not to intimate, throw everything into the stock market. That's never a good thing. The all or nothing is never a good thing. But it works. And I meet with people I see at meetings and all that kind of stuff. And, I've talked about this before. We have the far left faction. We have the far right faction. Take everything out of the market. Every company's going to lose business. We're going to be off the dollar, and gold is the best thing. And listen, the other day, they were talking about how gold is coming back and it's fantastic and everything's good. It just dropped below $19, $1,900 an ounce. So I'm seeing red across the whole board here. So again, should you not have any money in gold? No, you maybe put a little bit in gold, but just to have the end all be all. I see these commercials, throw everything, your IRA, everything. Listen, that's not how you do this. It's not the get rich quick on what's going to be the biggest thing. Even your Bitcoin is losing terribly at this point. I don't know how many people are still Bitcoiners, but again, you can be, but only a portion of your money. So it really depends on what you're looking to do. I mean, most of the action this year has been in communication services, information technology, and consumer discretionary. Year to date, 40% communication services, up 34.8%, and consumer discretionary is up 27%. So there's money to be made in the market. Unfortunately, your safe stuff, utilities, real estate, and healthcare, down 8%, down 4%, and down 3%. So you just don't know. But the bottom line is that you need to work with someone. If you don't, that's going to be on top of your goals and on top of your investments. Listen, you don't have time to listen to well, you can listen to the radio shows, but or the news broadcast. But the bottom line is that you're not going to be able to digest all of that and say, well, how is this going to relate to my situation? So have somebody, bring in a professional. That's why we go to trainers if we need to work out. Have a financial advisor to kind of help you. And that's something that I do to help my clients, to help them navigate the waters. It's crazy now. I mean, everything, there's a lot. It's a lot. And you know what? I listen to the news sometimes. I have it on during the day in the market. And it's funny because the things that they talk about that's good in the morning, the afternoon, they're saying it's bad. So I can kind of disseminate and dissect all that stuff. A lot of people can't. So if you miss the afternoon news broadcast, you're probably going to make a bad decision in your financial situation. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So we're really getting into the end of the show now. I hope everybody has a good weekend. Unfortunately, the weather is not going to be so favorable tomorrow. Again, we're going to have more of this rain. I'm so over the rain. I can't deal with the rain anymore, but it's going to be sunny, so let's take advantage of that on Sunday. But like I said, on Saturday, if you're around the town of Brookhaven Town Hall, you can come to the Human Trafficking Conference. Again, not an uplifting scenario or a conference, but it's something that we all need to know about and be aware of. And again, if we can help a few people, that's what we're here to do. So I want to thank you all for listening today. Remember, let's try to do better and be better. Have a great weekend. Until next Friday. All right. Well, thank you, Facebook friends, for joining me today. I appreciate it. Hope you got some information, and enjoy the weekend and stay dry, and we'll dry out on Sunday.
We're all good.
All right. Have a good weekend. Bye.